Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm, LLC, offers more value than any other good full-service real estate brokerage firm when it comes to the sale of your home. We offer at least 27 things that contribute to your home selling in the least amount of time at the highest price. To receive our free home selling pamphlet, email us at info@brooksanddavis.com or call 713-665-8329. We also assist people who want to purchase homes or who are interested in getting their real estate license. Visit us at www.brooksanddavis.com.
Welcome to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. I'm your host, Rick Davis. If you don't follow me on social media, I urge you to do so. You can follow me at Prime Real Estate Rick on Instagram and Facebook. Once again, that's at Prime Real Estate Rick. If you're looking to buy, sell, invest in residential or commercial real estate in Houston or anywhere in the great state of Texas, I urge you to stop by our website at brooksanddavis.com. I repeat, that's at brooksanddavis.com. For the latest in men's and women's hats, fedoras, and designer sunglasses, please visit our newest sponsor at shopelitestyle.com. As always, my co-host is not only an author, a Texas real estate broker, but he's a serial entrepreneur. Without any further ado, I would like to introduce to the Prime Real Estate Network audience, the Texas real estate king, Mr. Larry W. Brooks.
Thank you, Rick. I always appreciate the warm welcoming that you give me. I'm excited to be in front of you guys again today. You know, the thing is that what I really appreciate most about our show is just the opportunity to bring you great information. So most definitely make sure that you're sharing it, and you can always find my platform at larrywbrooks.com, or either just find me on any of your social media platforms at Texas Real Estate King. You know, last Thursday after we left the show, Rick, I think I told you about meeting up with Hardy and having an opportunity to be
about your photo shoot. Yes, sir.
Photo shoot, and having an opportunity in a few weeks. They're going to be laying out a new not a new layout, but they're going to be interviewing entrepreneurs in the Sawdust magazine, which goes out to almost 100,000 people that are past alumni of Stephen F. Austin State University. So, you know, I'm always giving that old alumni a good shout out, and just that was an appreciation, man. It was a great time, and so, hey, what can I say? We're here for another week, and I think we're coming up on our year anniversary here sometime soon, man. We got to look that date up.
I mean, you know, today we're getting close to 50 episodes, which is a milestone, especially in podcasting, for which we're both very thankful.
Yes.
I also want to commend Stephen F. Austin State University for the links that they go to support their past alumnus and their present students. So, as always, as a proud lumberjack, I want to salute SFA. But I want to get to and speak a little bit about our guest for today. That's going to be on today's episode. So I urge everyone who's watching the Prime Real Estate Network podcast to tag, text, or share with any real estate professionals that are in anywhere in Texas or in the greater Houston market, especially. If you're a new realtor, if you're an experienced realtor, if you're building a new business, if you're just starting a business, or if you're expanding, or if you have entirely too much business and you're starting to notice that your service to your customers is starting to lack a little bit, this episode is especially for you. So if you are an agent or studying to be an agent, tag any of all your friends and business partners, because I think the information that's going to be shared today is invaluable for everyone in the real estate industry. First, I would like to introduce our two guests. Together, they have founded One Real Solution LLC, which is a real estate business where they service and help real estate professionals everywhere in the great city of Houston. So without any further ado, I would like to introduce Mrs. Sheena Gilreath and Mrs. Jamie McFeders of One Real Solution LLC.
Hey, everybody. Hey. Thanks.
What up?
I want to thank both of you all for carving some time out of your busy schedules to sit in with us today. So for that, me and Larry are definitely very appreciative, and I want to thank you all a lot. But I want to get started with the interview because you ladies' business is one of the more unique business platforms that I've seen in the real estate industry since I've been involved. Before meeting you all, I didn't have an idea that services that you all provide were even available for those busy real estate professionals and realtors in and around the greater Houston area. So, Ms. Sheena, could you please explain to our audience a little bit about your company and what services you provide to real estate professionals?
Okay.
One Real Solution offers transaction coordination services for beginning agents and agents that have been in the game for a while. We also provide business development and marketing and admin services as well.
Now, as far as admin services, because one of the things that I thought was really powerful about the programs that you offer is that paperwork and organization isn't every sales professional's strong suit, especially depending upon level of creativity, how big the personality is, how big your business is. So those transactional services that you provide, could you go into a little bit how that alleviates some of the strain from realtors as far as organization and servicing their clients, please?
Right. So you make a very good point. One thing I found out, I actually come from a corporate America background, and I recently got into real estate. And one of the things I've noticed with real estate agent is it takes a different type of personality in order to, basically connect with that client, help them sell, find them a proper property and everything. But when it comes back to looking at the paperwork, it's a different set of skill sets. So what you're happening is you're expecting to do two things that basically you need different skill sets in order in one person. And most agents don't possess that. Most people don't. And so really that's where One Real Solution comes in, is basically we're allowing agents to do what they are best at. And that's going out there connecting with their clients, helping them find their next homes. And so for us, we're coming in and we're filling in all the support staff. We're looking at making sure that your paperwork is being done. We're making sure that your marketing is being complete. We're making sure that you basically have a business. A lot of real estate agents, they don't realize is that you run a business. You are your own CEO. But with every great CEO, you need a support staff. One person can't do it by themselves. And unfortunately, a lot of agents are not at the place where they don't think they can afford that type of service. They don't think they're at a place where, maybe I need an assistant or full time. And so that's where we kind of step in and we basically are saying, hey, until you get to that point where you need a full-time staff, we're going to be there to support you. And some of the services that you provide, and I just was wondering, because does that include transaction coordinating between title company and agents? Does that also include helping to manage appraisal scheduling and things of that nature as well? So transaction coordination, it's a tricky term. A lot of times when people are looking at the transaction, a better term for us is client care coordinators, because what we're coming in to do is we're going to take care of your client. And essentially we're going to talk to every person that's involved in that transaction and make sure that their needs are being met. So we're not just working for the agent that's hiring us, we're also working for that buyer or seller. We're also working for the title company. We're also working for the lender and the appraiser and everything. So what we're doing is basically making sure that while that agent's going out there continue to bring in more business, more leads, we are supporting everyone throughout that entire process and making sure they have a touch point person to talk to if they need help in the system.
Oh man, that's invaluable. Mr. Brooks, me and you talk about a lot, especially off camera, how when you're building your real estate business,
That's right.
it's so important to focus on lead generation.
That's right. That's
But when
key.
you actually get a client, you get inundated with so many other responsibilities that sometimes it can take you away from lead generation.
The thing about it is what a lot of people don't take into consideration because of things they may see on TV is that there's almost 179 different activities, weekly to daily activities that realtors are supposed to do, right? And so a service that my friends here offer is something that to allow you to continue to do the A1 thing, which is lead generate. You should never take days off from lead generating. That's your funnel to the future, right? Those days that you decide to sacrifice on doing paperwork and things like that, these are things that we have to do. Let's just honestly keep it, like, to continue to build a business. When you're new, when you're just getting into this thing and you're not knowledgeable, or you didn't even know that a service like this existed, it's key that you still have to do all of the small things. But lead generating is what people use. That's the first sacrifice I always see everyone do. When it's time to do paperwork, instead of them finding a way to continue to lead generate, they back off of lead generating to do all of these other things that these ladies actually do within their company, within their business, that could allow you to continue to do the things that's going to bring in revenue, which is lead generating. You have to do it.
Yeah, that creates a lot of inconsistencies in your revenue.
Mm-hmm.
So by delegating and leveraging, you
Yep.
can multiply your income and you can both multiply your time.
That's
Yeah,
right. They're
'cause we-
leveraging. That's the key. That's a key term right there.
Yeah. We went through and kind of did a brief kind of high level calculation, and what we found on average, a real estate agent is going to spend maybe 12 to 18 hours, per transaction, just handling the behind the scenes after that property has been found.
That's right.
Or, and so what we found out, basically, if you can take that, those, 15 extra hours, and you would dedicate that to lead generation, that could potentially bring in, let's say, average home price in Houston's 240, 250. Commission is about 7,300. When you add that over one additional transaction per month, you're basically bringing over a year over $80,000 additional income.
That's
and I
right.
mean, how do you beat that? And that's basically, our services are a fraction of the cost of what, you would actually spend. And so what you're making, we're probably less than 5% of that cost.
No, and I totally agree. The thing is, and here's what's wonderful, because Sheena, when you and I met years ago, you focused mainly on the real estate aspect. Matter of fact, you were so knowledgeable. You were doing real estate in at that time, was it 2 different markets?
Yeah.
And so what's beautiful about this is that we're not just telling you that this is some robot that doesn't have an ideal or a concept of what it is that we do, but we're saying this is a human being that has looked at this and said, hey, I remember this, I remember that, and it allows you to continue to go out and build. So that's the wonderful thing about it, right? This when I think about what it is that you offer, that personal and knowledgeable touch is the secret to the success of what you guys offer.
Right. For me, it's knowing that when you're first getting into real estate, you don't have anybody to help you.
That's
like
right.
You have to do all of these things all by yourself, and it's just like, oh my God, who can I get to help me with this? I have all these great ideas and all these wonderful things that I'm trying to accomplish, but I have nobody to help me do these things. And so that's where me and Jamie come in, and we can help you get those things done.
That's right.
I want to get into a little bit about time commitments, because when you're a professional realtor, there's so many things that you have to commit regular time to make sure your business is flourishing and building. And personally, as a realtor, my largest time commitment is always spent on scheduling showings and taking clients out on tours. Because I don't know what the statistics say, but in my experience, man, with clients, sometimes you can see maybe 5, 6 properties, sometimes over 10 properties before a client may find that one particular property that's their one exceptional. I have to have it. They're precious. This is the house for us. So, ladies, either one, Miss Sheena or Miss Jamie, could you speak towards how your service can alleviate that time commitment of scheduling showings and taking clients out on tours?
You want me? Okay, I guess I'll take that one. So one of the unique things about our business is that we're licensed real estate agents. And so with that, some of the additional services that we also offer is that we are going out there. We'll go and host your open house with you. And then when we're there, all those referrals, those are yours. So we're just basically being an extension of your team. When you need someone to go out and show a house, that's something that we can also do as well. And so that's one of the benefits of us being licensed agents, is that we're not just stuck in the office. We can truly support your business, completely. And so that's kind of our goal as we continue to grow, is that we're just finding different ways that we can actually support the business.
That's right. And the funny thing about, not funny, but one of the key to it is because we're in such a microwave society nowadays, everything with our Uber Eats, and y'all can pay me for that drop later, Uber Eats, but those type of services, you even have things that provide liquor now, liquor stores that had delivered. So when a service like that, that's what we're looking for. Last year I went to DC, and literally one of the classes that they were talking about in one of the real estate classes was how people now are judging us based off of them being able to see every part of the transaction. So they want to be able to see you go pick up their dinner, bring the dinner, you're traveling through the streets to bring it home, and then you dropping it off at their doorsteps. Literally, that's how they want real estate to be now too. So they want to know when you're talking to the other realtor, how that conversation went in detail, not just, hey, I did it, we got the deal, these are the things. They don't want to know that. They want to know everything about it. And so with the service that you guys offer, it allows that soft touch to continue to be there when it comes to what we do in our business. So I think that's great.
Yeah, no, I definitely that's an accurate assessment. For us, I think that's truly what separates us is that we do really care about our clients, and it's not just the agent itself, but we care about their clients as well. I mean, there's plenty of times I've had clients I've sat on the phone and I felt like a therapist, and that's okay though because for them, this is they may only do this once or twice in their life. For agents, we're doing this hundreds and hundreds of times again. So for that, it's I don't mind having that time sitting down and treating this just like this is the very first time we've went through this process, but because for them this is something major in their life and they need that. And so that's one of the things we do is that we make sure we never treat anybody like a number. It's always making sure that if some clients they need more attention, they get that attention.
This is the type of information that if you're a new agent, you need to absolutely add this, bookmark it, and save, because even if they're in a position now where they think they can maintain and handle their own backlog, as you become more successful and you start to build on those leads like Mr. Brooks was talking about earlier, they're going to need not someone, you all, true professionals, to add that level of transparency so that their clients can be rest assured that my realtor is going to always have time for me. Because I think what Mr. Brooks is speaking about is that the consumer now feels as if you work with a really successful and big name realtor, they're not going to have time for you as an individual. And that transparency that they crave is to maintain and make sure that you're still at the top of their priority list.
Right.
And I think that's the main thing that realtors can gain as a value added by working with your team, is that they can let their clients know that I'm willing to invest to make sure you feel like a priority.
Right. Yeah.
The cool thing is that this first segment's gone so outstandingly well and smooth that we're going to take a short break. But when we get back from our break, I want to get into a little bit about both of you ladies' personal business history, how you guys decided to partner together, and to have some ideas about who served as inspirations and motivations as you've traveled along your entrepreneurial path, if you don't mind.
Okay, sounds great.
So thank you. I urge everyone to stay tuned into the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. We're going to take a short break to hear from our sponsors, and we'll be right back. This is Rick Davis, realtor and host of the Prime Real Estate Network. Are you currently leasing or looking to relocate to the Houston area, and you find yourself falling in love with the home but aren't quite in a position to purchase? Well, no worries. We offer the Right to Purchase program. We can place you in the home of your dreams at current market rental rates and give you up to 3 years to buy. Did you know that a majority of the homes that are for sale offer better quality than those that are for rent? So why wait? Don't cheat yourself, treat yourself. Let me and my team help you purchase a home that you and your family can fall in love with. Give me a call today at 832-928-3963. And remember to follow the Prime Real Estate Network podcast on YouTube, Facebook, iTunes, Spotify, and Google Play. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Be blessed. Welcome back to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. I'm your host, Rick Davis. I urge you to follow me on social media at Prime Real Estate Rick. You can follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Prime Real Estate Rick. If you don't follow me already, please do so. I urge you. It'll be a great thing, and I think you'll find that I post a lot of valuable real estate content throughout the week, not just on Thursdays. As always, my co-host is the Texas Real Estate King, entrepreneur, author, and one of the coolest guys in real estate, Mr. Larry W. Brooks.
I am that guy. Yep. Everything he just said, I'm that guy.
And our guests today are the founders of One Real Solutions, LLC, Mrs. Sheena Gilreath and Mrs. Jamie McFeders. Thank you, ladies, for being on the show this week.
Our pleasure.
In our first segment, we talked a lot about your company, services you provide to real estate professionals, but I wanted to give our audience an idea about both of you ladies' professional and entrepreneurial backgrounds. So my first question always for all of our guests is, especially when they're partners in business, how did you all meet?
Well, Jamie, do you want me to take the lead on that? Or?
Yeah, go ahead. I'd like to hear your perspective on it.
My version is Jamie LinkedIn stalked me. She found me on LinkedIn probably 5 or 6 years ago. She was looking for a real estate agent. and she just so happened to come across my beautiful face. Psych.
She seemed like a nice person, and it actually is true. So pictures don't lie.
Yeah. Okay.
And so she became my client, and that whole process was a journey in itself.
Yeah, I think it was one of those things where she actually made real estate look really great. I actually had a corporate America background, and I've always dreamed about, real estate and stuff like that. I watched HGTV, but then like I saw it in action. I'm like, okay, you wear cute little outfits and everything, and you just be showing houses. I'm like, okay, I could do this. So I went and got my license.
But then she found out
I
was
found
so
the
much
truth.
more.
Yeah, I found out the underbelly of real estate, and then basically it's not all about the showing up, with the clients and things. It's more. There's a lot of paperwork that needs to be done.
Yeah.
There's a lot of research that goes out and things like that. So it's a lot of hard work, and so I definitely had a great appreciation for a lot of agents.
We laugh about that all the time on this show too, about how people feel like that it's a cakewalk when this real estate thing is
3
involved.
houses.
Hey,
3 houses.
Y'all keep that in mind.
No, I mean, because I would take that as a nod to you, Sheena, that as a professional, you are now in business partnership with a former client, which means not only were you able to exceed expectations when you were providing a service, but she also respect your business acumen enough that you guys could collaborate and build a real estate brand that I think is flourishing and I think serves a very, very necessary niche, especially in the professional real estate market. Now, I want to ask, and this question is for you, Sheena. Larry and I ask all of our guests this every week. When you think back to your upbringing, were there any entrepreneurs that you remember being in your family, distant family, that you might have felt like inspired you to go out on this entrepreneurial walk?
Yeah, I would have to say my dad. My dad is from Memphis, Tennessee. And out there, you get it how you live. Like, he has a hustle that is out of this world. Like, and that hustle just rubbed off on me. Like, the streets and the education mixed together. Like, it's just like a full package. Being smart, street smart, and book smart.
Yeah.
Allows me to, read people quickly and see things differently than, most people that only look at things in a box.
And the cool thing about having your dad, especially as a business mentor and inspiration, is that with him being so close to you, you get to experience the ups and downs of business. You don't have real naive delusions of grandeur where you just assume that, this chicken I bought is going to lay the golden eggs and we'll never have to do anything except for watch over this one chicken. So I think that's invaluable. Jamie, I would like to pose you the same question. When you think back on your past, are there any business inspirations or mentors that you would like to publicly acknowledge?
Well, that's interesting because I actually came from a very traditional background, and there's actually really no entrepreneurs in my family. I grew up, my family's from the South. They grew up, and my mom, from Arkansas. She moved up to Missouri, and I was raised there. And essentially, I was taught, you go to school, you graduate from high school, you go to college, and you find yourself a good job. Oh, wow. And I did all of that. I got my bachelor's, I got my master's. I went and I found me a really good job. And I did that for about 15 years. But then I realized that there's so much more to life.
Yeah.
And, what you put into someone else's business, it's like that same time and energy. If I took that and put it into something that was my own, what could I create? And that's kind of where this all came from. It's just trying to figure out, like, can I be more than what I am? Can I be more than what, I've learned, I saw in my family, And so for me, this is, it's a rodeo. It's not for the faint-hearted and things like that. And I've learned, and, Sheena has been, a great support partner on that because I've never done this, but, and that's what we leverage, our experiences from each other is just like, I know what it is to be in an oil and gas company and run, a big ship. But then what does it mean when you are the stopgap, when you are the CEO, when everything comes to you, it's just, how do you handle that? And so that's what, it's been challenging, but I mean, it's been a great ride.
No, that's truly, that's interesting. So, and this just breeds a follow-up question for you, Jamie. What would you tell your 22-year-old self No, because you've gone through an evolutionary period.
Mm-hmm.
You've built, you've maintained, and now you have a firm foundation with your real estate brand that you feel forward moving with into the future.
Mm-hmm.
What would you tell the 22-year-old Jamie that would inspire her to believe in herself then?
Mm-hmm.
And when it was, we all get to that point as entrepreneurs where it's time to take that leap of faith.
Yep.
Is there any advice you would give her when she's standing at that cliff, thinking about if she should take that step of faith?
I think I'm going to quote someone here, the great Drake. YOLO. You only live once. You gotta live it to the fullest.
YOLO.
Yes, you gotta live it to the fullest. Like, because you
Absolutely.
only get one life, and tomorrow's not promised. I'm a breast cancer survivor.
Oh, wow.
So, 5 years, 4 years actually, I've been, cancer free. But you know what? It took
God
me
bless.
going through a journey like that, seeing that, at 30 something, that I might not be here tomorrow to see my kids, to realize I only got one life. And so I can't be scared. I cannot be afraid of what if.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, when you get to the little shiny gates in heaven and stuff, hopefully you go into heaven, you get there. I don't want to be I don't want to have regrets.
Right.
And so for me, if that 22-year-old person, live your life. Take chances, because you don't know what you're missing out, because you don't want to have those regrets.
Sheena, I'd like to ask you, do you have any nieces, nephews, younger cousins that may look up to you and look at you as an inspiration?
Oh, my niece.
Oh, you do?
My niece Jade. She is she's something else. We could just talk about her for like 30 minutes. But
No, because it's important for her, because Lord willing, in 20 years, she'll be sitting in this seat and I'll be interviewing her, asking Miss Jade about who are her inspirations and mentors, and she'll mention her aunt.
Yeah.
So what type of advice will you always continue to impart upon her as she develops into a businesswoman and professional?
Stay true to yourself. Be you regardless of what society is deeming you to be. Never worry about what other people think about you, because a lot of times people perceive you based on their own experiences. And you can't do anything about that. Only thing you can control is yourself and how you feel about yourself. So always, always be your number one supporter, cheer yourself on, look in the mirror and say, I got this.
Absolutely. Because I have no doubt that there's going to be a large percentage of our audience that views this episode and hears this episode on iTunes, Google Play, or Spotify. They're going to truly be inspired by both of you ladies' story. So I want to ask, how can someone get in contact with you all for a business consultation to talk about services, or if someone's just truly inspired by you all and would like to meet you and discuss real estate, mentorship, how can any of our viewers or members of our audience get in contact with you ladies?
Well, you can first go to our website at www.onerealsolution.com, and that's the number 1, realsolution.com. And then, of course, Instagram and Facebook is going to be the realsolution.com.
And Ms. Jamie, is there anything you would like to share with the audience in closing?
I think I would just say, I would love to hear from anybody. Our goal really is to support other people's dreams, because right now we're living our dream, and we want to make sure that and help you guys live your own dreams. So whether you just started off, you just took your real estate license, whether you've been in the game 15, 20 years, it's like, talk to us, give us a shout or something like that. So that way we can help you take you to the next level, and that's.
And one last question for you, Mr. Brooks, as a broker, a trainer, and a real estate mentor for a lot of newer and young agents. Please speak to the agents about how a service like what these ladies provide can help them become more productive and actually add to their business.
No doubt. Like I was saying earlier, me, and it may be because I'm seasoned and I realize that there's over 179 different objectives as realtors we're supposed to do. And so one of the things is you being able to, like Jamie said earlier, find a way to leverage yourself, right? And in this industry, as I speak to people and I talk to you about how to get in this industry and be successful, again, I've been in it 18 years, and it's been very vital to me and my successes. And so the things that they're offering are actually you can't do this business without them. So you're either going to be doing them yourself, or you're going to leverage yourself in order for you to gain more time to do more stronger lead generating. And so one of the things, these things that they have, or the service that they're offering, is something that you most definitely should look into. Reach out, take a look at the website, ask questions, and be knowledgeable, because I know a lot of you guys didn't even know something like this existed, because a lot of brokers, a lot of companies aren't sharing this information with you because they want to make it seem like they got it all handled. That's not the case. You need something like this, you need to be able to touch yourself personally.
I think that is absolutely the best advice you could give. And Mr. Brooks, as always, I want to thank you for your time.
Thank you, brother.
I know your schedule is super duper busy, and I don't think that a lot of our audience understands how much planning and preparation goes to getting you on set every Thursday. So thank you very much for that. I'll urge everyone to visit brooksanddavis.com at www.brooksanddavis.com if you're interested in buying, selling, or investing in commercial or residential real estate. And I also urge everyone to visit shopelitestyle.com if you're interested in men's and women's designer fedoras and designer sunglasses. On behalf of myself, Rick Davis, the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Larry W. Brooks, and the lovely ladies of One Real Solutions, LLC, Mrs. Sheena Gilreath and Mrs. Jamie McFeders, I thank you all for tuning into the Prime Real Estate Network podcast this week. Look forward to seeing you all next week, and be blessed.
Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm, LLC is marketing a property for sale right now that you can buy. These properties range from land lots for under $20,000 to move-in ready homes $500,000 and more, along with everything in between. To see this week's list of properties for sale you can buy now, go to bit.ly/BDREF weekly list. That's bit.ly/BDREF weekly list. If you plan on selling some real estate and you need it on the weekly list, call 713-665-8329 to speak with someone about it.